Jagging. G's up. Yeah, we's up. 5 a.m. in the morning. Oh, look at that alarm, just in case I slept in. But I never do. Cracking lagging. Y'all good? Oh man, thanks for rocking and rolling with your boy. We got a great show today. We're gonna talk about a ton of things. Baker Mayfield's feeling disrespected. I don't know, Baker. We're gonna talk through this. Put some numbers to these feelings. Cam Newton. We're gonna do that part 2 of RC crying. We're gonna get into that. And Jeremy Shockey says some crazy stuff. He says something shocking. Let's just say that. Adam Silver talks about who's gonna be the next face of the NBA. We got Perk and we got Brian Windhorst talking about the bigger reason, the real reasons why LeBron went to Philly. And it ain't just what you think. It ain't the obvious. And who's going to benefit the most from LeBron being out there? Should Paul Pierce had apologized and kept his job at ESPN? He contemplates that and he talks through that. I think that's hilarious. Doc Rivers talks about the real opponents in sports and on the road to a championship. I think that's pretty deep. Gilbert Arenas didn't speak to his teammates that didn't make $5 million. I challenge that. I don't believe that. We're going to talk through that. And there's a street fight y'all got to see, man. It's just next level of the street fight I saw. Crazy. All right, that's a long-ass show. Wiley, you know you too long-winded to get all that done. You ain't going to finish all that. Shout out to my namesake. Shout out to my guy right here. Respect, rest in peace to the great Muhammad Ali, whose name is Cassius Marcellus Clay. Yes, I was named after Muhammad Ali, Cassius Clay. My mother saw it at a movie theater, saw him in some movie, and she was like, oh, that's my son's name. So respect, named after greatness. All right, let's get into it. Get involved. You know what we do on this show. We're going to get into it right now. So hopefully the computer, I erased a bunch of stuff off the computer, so we ain't going to have that problem. That's my goal today, so I don't get frozen. We'll see. If I'm going to be frozen, let it go. Remember Pacquiao did that? He came on our show and did that. I said, Pacquiao, say let it go. He said, let it go. It's like, what? I ain't laugh too hard because he could beat me up. That little old dude could beat me up. That don't make any sense. And you know what, Stephen A? Right now, what you got to say, long time coming. But I was on your side, dog, so this didn't make any sense either. Let's go.
One size never fit all with this virus during this pandemic. But yet there were many people encouraging folks to do it anyway.
I'm guilty.
Kyrie Irving wasn't one of them.
Nope.
In my opinion, particularly hindsight-wise, it didn't make him stubborn or selfish. It made him brave. For his willingness to stand up and say, nah, I'm not doing that.
Man, on top of the willingness to do that, give him some respect. You got to also know that Kyrie Irving just had the knowledge. Some people just had the knowledge. Some people had the knowledge and the courage, etc. All the things. I'm going to get real personal with this topic because I felt hoodwinked, bamboozled, led astray. Because I wasn't promoting, I wasn't championing. I just was anti if you were anti. That meant you couldn't come to my house. That meant I was keeping my distance. I was doing all the safe measures, right? The propaganda got through to me, y'all. Can't lie to you. Never will. Internalized it. Like, yep, okay, I'm a good one. I'm a good boy. I'm listening to him. All right, I trust him. Then everybody saw this damn Senate hearing. Good Lord. What he had written down, I'd like to plead the fifth because my lawyers said I can, and I ain't going to answer anything, even if you ask me what's the next letter after A. I was like, what?
For reflection and look at things differently. And with Kyrie Irving, that should certainly be the case. Especially now, after what we witnessed on Capitol Hill yesterday. And when I see anything about the Rona, as they say, the coronavirus pandemic, and I see anybody testifying, and every time I see further suspicions coming to light about what it entails,
man,
I think about him.
Who? Fauci.
I'm just sorry. It wasn't intentional. It was what I believed. And I didn't even believe there wasn't stuff that was suspicious about the vaccine. I always vibed with Kyrie Irving about that.
Stop you right there. Isn't that just the global problem we all have? That we all are programmed based on our knowledge base, and that knowledge base is grabbing from all the variables in our condition, in our environment. That's why I got out of the lane of calling people smart and dumb. I may use the word, but I don't have a deep meaning for that. I don't believe in dumb and smart. I believe in enlightenment, and there are levels to enlightenment. Because I look back at some of the days, my younger years, I look back when I even thought I was smart at that time, and I look dumb. I sound dumb compared to. It don't even have to go that far back. Like if you just start something new, a new profession, first time you start doing broadcasting, now look at it 3 years later, you're like, man, I don't believe in the spectrum of smart and dumb. I believe in the spectrum of enlightenment, which does have something to do with exposures, experience, right? Since the brain is a sponge and what we're using only 10% of it, hey, maybe if you put yourself around certain things and you had the willingness. This is one of the things that Dr. Thomas Sowell always talks about. And I know a lot of people, he's polarizing. I don't give a damn. I like where education comes from. I don't care if it's from the hood to the good. I'm going to take it. From a bum to a scholar, I'm going to take it. The man sounds like Yoda to me when he says, what we don't measure well enough is attitude. Like, think about it. When we talk about smart, dumb, even enlightenment, we don't talk about attitude. The attitude is the altitude. How high you going to climb is based on your attitude. If you won't take no for an answer, you will get some yeses. You will get yeses. And so in this situation, you talking about Stephen A., I don't even fault him, even though I was on the wrong side with him. It feels like the wrong side. Because that we were experienced and exposed to and thought we were educated to this degree. Kyrie had a different exposure, different experience. So his education was different. And turns out in this situation, seems to be right.
I just felt that in the end, I was a leader at ESPN. He was a leader for his NBA team. And to get stuff flowing towards normalcy and recapturing our quality of life in this world and in this country, that it was worth taking a chance. And every time I see additional information oozing out of Capitol Hill or anywhere else, adding credence to the suspicions that took place, I think about him. I think
let's go there. I want to see, look, this is crazy. I missed it by here. Look at the grays. Look at the grays. I mean, I don't know if that's stress. I don't always believe that. Sometimes it's just in you. It's hereditary. But y'all gave that man gray hair at 26, whatever the hell he is, 34, because y'all didn't believe the man. Give Aaron Rodgers some props too. And I noticed, and we're showing a lot of athletes, Stephen A., and I know it's going to seem weird to inject this on First Take right now, but I mean, the country is talking about it, and you are First Take. You're doing it on your podcast, which is amazing, great. I understand why, but these are athletes, and you went at them on First Take. If the accusation, the allegation is loud on First Take, shouldn't the apology be loud on First Take? Oh, no.
I think about him. I think about the Aaron Rodgers too, who's a good dude. His personality might not be everybody's taste, but he's a good man and a future Hall of Famer and one of the greatest NFL quarterbacks in history, who has always deserved better than how he's been treated.
Facts. Aaron Rodgers is one of the best dudes. I'm not lying. I'm not even saying it because he's Aaron Rodgers. Like, because we had our issues way back. He clowned me one time. I was on ESPN. He tweeted out or something. He said, yeah, wake me up next time I want to hear a D lineman tell me about quarterback play. Good joke. He got me. But, man, we've been able to connect a bunch over the last few years. I support his foundation, his nonprofit. Oh, this dude has taken his time, and I know it's small things, but it's all the little things that make it big, right? This dude every time comes to me, comes to my itty bitties, and gives them dedicated time. I'm talking about minutes where everyone else is pulling at him. He's just like, nah, he locked into the story. Talking to MJ like that's the homie. I mean, MJ's mind is blown, but not really, because he knows who Aaron Rodgers is and he knows all that, but he ain't like me. I'm like, dog, that's Aaron Rodgers. It's just amazing, man, how perception of him, just because he don't give a damn. You can't, he walk around like, look, I'm me. Let me just be me and you do you. And then you get maligned that way. Crazy.
So I think about him too. But again, no one more than I think about Kyrie Irving. Sometimes it's not about intent. It's about the impact of one's actions.
I'm here.
And when I think back to how I felt about how selfish I thought his inaction was when it came to the pandemic and the vaccines and the boosters and all of that stuff. And then you learn more about the harm that it has done to the human body. And you're reading about Fauci and the diary and how he had chest pains and they thought it was some form of cancer. And then it was some pulmonary infarction. Ultimately, you recognize the fact that these vaccines have harmed some people. It ain't for everybody. And you think about how we were told it's for everybody.
Yeah, we were told that, but let's just be real. First of all, salute to Stephen A. Smith for apologizing, right? I shouldn't even flash past that. That's big of him, right? It's coming at a different consequence right now, so it's not as big as it could be, should be, right? Like if you apologize this late, damn, it's done. Damn, it's done. But that's not on Stephen A. Smith. The apology's on Stephen A. Smith because the time to get knowledgeable and to actually see how this all has turned, I would say 180. It's close. You can't put that on Stephen A. Smith. With that said, you look at this situation, and Stephen A. has to understand, and we all got to understand, like in finance, there's something called a stopgap, right? Stop loss, some would call it. So basically, if you want something, you want a stock, you want to ride with it, yeah. But if it gets to a certain number, get me out of that. And I mean a low number, right? Like I don't want to go lower than 8 cents, whatever it may be. We need that in our real lives, in our communication, because when you are not right, or when you are riding on somebody or something, you need to have a border, some guardrails where I won't go that far. Because I remember when Stephen A. was going at Kyrie, and Kyrie was the poster child for not only this COVID vaccination, but then some anti-Semitic, just because of a reposting of a movie trailer or cover. It just was getting out of control. But the power of that moment, the power of those words in that moment will never be recaptured, even in an apology. And that's what's messed up, because Kyrie got to wear that forever. But these are the breaks. When you in headlines, they shooting. Pow, 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 pow. You can keep some receipts. You can remember, and it could turn. And, you know, you could all of a sudden become the sympathetic figure. But, boy, he went in on Kyrie. It's never enough sorries in the world to come back from that, right?
And one of the few people that stood up publicly and was like, nah, it was Kyrie Irving. That's our fault. It turns out that no matter what the truth is behind all of this, Kyrie Irving did nobody wrong. We did him wrong. I did him wrong.
There you go. Fix that pronoun.
And for that, I'm sincerely sorry.
Did they hash it out in public already? Didn't they? Like, he knows Kyrie daddy or something? Beat it up in the comments. Help me out. Because I think they already passed this, but let me know.
I just thought it was important to say that.
Me too. I love it.
And all of those people in the sports world. You deal with the preponderance of evidence that's presented to you and you come up with a perspective. It certainly doesn't mean you're always right.
Hell no.
And I'll be damned if I'm always right. This is the latest evidence pointing to that. Doesn't mean that Dr. Fauci was totally wrong just because he pleaded the fifth 111 times. It means there's grounds for suspicion. And that suspicion alone justifies the skepticism, the cynicism, and the doubt that came along with the Kyrie Irvings, the Aaron Rodgers, the Novak Djokovic's of the world.
Yeah, man. We need this on First Take, big dog, but keep going. You're right. I mean, it's not even egg on my face because there's one thing to stand 10 toes down. I stood my ground on this. I did it with a smile. I wasn't on offense. I was on defense with my taking the COVID vaccination. I took it, and I took them boosters. I mean, the day it was coming out, my ex-wife, boy, that sounds crazy. My ex-wife in the medical field, I mean, the day they coming out, oh, this is going to be at Van Nuys Park at 5 p.m. We up there, 4:59, ready, ready. And one of them got me, like, I was like, yo, I think they gave me something. This is not it. I felt weird after one of them. The other two were fine. Point being, I never rolled on anybody because that's just not my spirit. I don't think I'm right. You got to get lost in yourself to ride on somebody, right? Because you really think you're right. This ain't sports. You know what I mean? Ain't no winners and losers. There's just all different ways to be, different ways to express yourself. So I couldn't ride on nobody. My niece didn't get vaccinated. And I remember when she told me, I was like, oh, well, guess I won't be seeing you for a minute, with a giggle, but also kind of like, oh, man, that's messed up. Then I was thinking, man, what's wrong with her? She ignorant? She tripping? Then I start thinking, how I know she wrong and I'm right, or maybe I'm wrong. But I was like, whatever, I got to play it safe. I got 3 itty bitties. That was the only thing that gave me solace, was like, I ain't even got to argue with myself. I got 3 kids. I'd rather be safe than sorry. Simple as that. Keep going, dog.
They weren't as wrong as we thought they were. At the very least, we can say that. And that alone warrants a sincere apology to all of them. In my case, especially Kyrie Irving. That's all I want to say. Other than just means I need to do better. I'm not alone.
Man, that was good. Blah, blah, blah. That's what we need in this country. I'm going to make a change once in my life. Oh, that was good. Like that little boy that got that at that Yankee game with that little Jeter tipping his hat. That's how I feel about this right now. That was a weird time, y'all. We ain't even got to relive it fully, but that was a weird time. iPads out for the kids. They trying to act like they learning. They ain't. They ain't learning. Not like they should. They're not socializing for sure. You going to the park and thinking it's heaven because you got outside and you saw people on blankets 50 feet away from you. It was a weird time. Like, that's in our lifetime. That was 5-6 years ago. Crazy. But it really started a different discourse in terms of infighting. Like within our own borders, people start poking their chest out. You know, people really start losing their mind because they lost the social constructs. What polices us is this social contract we have. Before the police, before law enforcement, before LAPD, before the sheriff, It's a social contract we all sign that we all gonna be on the same page. And when I say all, I know it's some crazies, but we can't consider them. But the bell curve, the edges, we know. But we do sign a social contract. You driving down the street, there's no median, just 2 lanes this way, 2 lanes this way. We signed that contract. You know why? Stay in your lane. I'm gonna stay in mine. Don't pull a Shanahan. Don't you drop the phone, leave the phone there. Wait till the stop sign, damn it. Wait till the stoplight. Social contract. People don't highlight that enough. It's in a lot of prose, it's in a lot of literature, social contract, but people don't understand that we signed that, right? Simple as that. And what's happened is we started to grab the eraser on that social contract and started to look at it differently. You don't want to hold up your end because you think they're not holding up their end. So now we're in this vicious cycle of chasing our tail of like, you didn't do it, I didn't do it, you didn't do it. That's why divorce is rampant. You know, single mothers, single fathers, no nuclear family. All this is going away because we got into a place where we started to look at others to do for us. When it always starts with you, even if the other person not holding up their end of the bargain. That's why it's called taking the high road. And it actually will lead you to a higher place. It doesn't feel that way because it's like, yo, this fool getting over on me. But never forget in life, to give is to get. If you playing a game, you playing sports, go give all you got. Give your energy. You're going to get it back. It's going to love you back. To give is to get. Problem is we have stopped short with our short attention spans. We don't want to give no more. People don't even say hi anymore. They don't even say hello anymore. If you say that, it's kind of like, oh, okay. I mean, people do, but you know what I'm saying. People don't give each other the same courtesies, pleasantries, thank yous. Oh, next time I open up a door, somebody don't say thank you, I'm going to slam it. Let me stop. I feel like, you be like, hey, man, I needed those 3 seconds back. What you doing over here? Oh, man, beat it up in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. We're going to get into the next topic. Baker Mayfield is in the house. He feels disrespected. Disrespecting Baker Mayfield. But first, we got to give some love to the top fans. Oh, Stomp is back. Stomp is back. He ain't give me no super chats, though. Where the super chats at? Look at me. I'm getting greedy. Stomp used to come in here with all them super chats. Now he's like, Gotta wait. Gotta see what the headlines say. I gotta meet Stomp. He must be religified. Trap music, number 2, Mike 3, Darren, the Jedi Knight, my dog 4, Slim Diesel. This is the first time we got 5 OGs. Damn, TC210, what you doing on the outside looking in? You outside the club, you can't even get in. You know what I mean? Love to you guys for rocking with your boy. I appreciate all of this. Our show is growing. I'm doing some investor packages right now, so I was looking at some of the metrics. Yo, we out here smoking some cats. Not all of them. It's some big dogs out here, but woo, we doing our thizzle. We doing our thug thizzle. I love it too much. Get these boys, get them messing with us. What happened to that boy? They don't know what we do. All right, we got to get into Baker Mayfield now. He feels disrespected. Where Baker Mayfield at? How you going to feel disrespected from Baker Mayfield? You did that. You did that to yourself. Where is it? All right, here we go. Oh, we got stats on Baker. Oh, this is going to get gangster right now. This is going to get gangster. All right, let's start here right now. Hey, Baker, this ain't what you want. I like Baker Mayfield too. Got a chance to connect with him about a year ago at one of them awards, the Honors Awards. But I've obviously known him and known of him, but that's the last time I seen him. This is going to be interesting. You know, on this show, we keep it 1,000. Wow, let's go. Oh, sign an autograph. Straight to the podium. Let's go. To the table.
Sweetheart.
Before he gets started, rap Tourette's. I ain't take my medicine. He at the table. What Kanye say? I ain't bring nothing to the table when I'm the table. That is one of the best lines ever. I ain't bring nothing to the table when I'm the table.
How you doing? Great. Not a whole lot been going on, guys. What are you doing?
You guys, you set the deadline, and you're done talking. Apparently, just how disappointed are you couldn't bring that to fruition based on what you've done the last 3 years, and what are your feelings about it?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I've told you guys I've been pretty upfront and honest about my feelings about Tampa. It being home for now our family. We're raising kids here. We love it here. Wanted the deal done and set the deadline and told them it was going to be all ball after that. And I did mean that. And I don't know if they thought I was just going to take some of the offers that they gave, but I'm at the point of my career and understanding what I've brought to this franchise. One, I'm very, very thankful for the chance they gave me. Do not get me wrong on that. But I've also I really know what I've brought to this franchise, leadership-wise, and even play-wise.
Leadership-wise and even play-wise. Can we flip those? Because frankly, an organization doesn't need leadership. Like, you may need it on the field. Y'all may say that, but what we really need is some ballers. Y'all will find a leader in ballers, but you can have a bunch of leaders and no ballers. You know what I mean? So this is the tough part about hearing this, because I've been in that position before. It's almost like this. If you got a campaign in any degree or form or fashion for something you want, that means either A, your play ain't saying enough. It's saying a lot, but it ain't saying it all. Or B, where you are, they are never going to respect your value. So what are you saying it for in the first place? You're spitting in the wind. You got to figure out where you are. Did your play speak loud enough? If so, what you saying? If not, no matter what you say, they ain't going to understand it and get it or agree. So Baker's probably trying to figure that out. But we know Baker Mayfield. We know where he is right now as a player. We're going to go through it. Y'all tell me, is he trying to talk his way into it, or has he played his way into that new contract?
Some of the best years of my career, and I think it's only going to trend upwards, just being comfortable and feeling that. So disappointing in that regard to not have, to feel disrespected a little bit. And that's really the disappointing part, to feel undervalued after, thinking you've earned it. This is not a poor me thing. There's a lot of other people that have it way worse off, but I can sit here and look at other quarterbacks and peers and evaluate myself based on that and put myself in certain categories that I deserve to be compensated for that. And I think I'm a franchise quarterback. I've been told I'm a franchise quarterback. It's been said publicly from ownership down here. And so to not have a deal done is very disappointing. But I said the deadline was a deadline, and I addressed the team to let them know I meant that.
It's tough when you're in that position. When you heard it and you think there's a value to that, and they saying you are it, but they ain't showing you you're it. And the love language in sports, in work, anywhere, pretty much, corporate America for sure, the love language is money. I don't want to hear it. Don't be telling me all fresh. No. Show me the money.
It's all ball. I'm with these guys. I think all the guys that have been here know exactly who I am. The guys that are new here, I wanted to address that because they might have had a notion prior to coming here about who I am as a person. But it's all team. It's all about winning here now and what we're going to do. And, hopefully Vita gets his back fixed and gets his deal done. I mean, he's the second longest tenured Buck behind CG, and Vita deserves that. He's the anchor of our defense, and so I hope they take care of him.
Now, Baker's done himself no favors doing this. I'm telling you right now, ownership is sitting there like, okay, I don't know where Baker Mayfield is in the count. How many balls, how many strikes he got. But I can tell you one thing, this is a strike. They sitting up there like, because you don't invite ego into any negotiation, even though you can't spell negotiation without ego. But once you invite it in, we playing a different game. We got a little side game over here. Who gonna win this negotiation? You done made it this much harder for yourself because you saying they disrespecting you when they saying disrespect. We just giving you proper value. We think it's disrespectful for what you asking for. You want to go there with your sorry ass? That's I grew up in an era where coaches be like, man, shut up with your sorry ass.
It's disappointing to say the least, but it's all ball here, and I know I'm going to have a good year. I know this team, the things that we went through last year put us in a good spot for this year. Depth-wise, a lot of guys being thrown to the fire to be able to grow and learn fast, and it didn't go the way we wanted, but it's a new season, and it's going to help us in the long run this year. Added some new pieces, and so I'm excited about it. It's all ball from here. After today, like I'll answer a few more questions about the contract, but after today, I'm not answering anymore because I'm not negotiating anymore.
You're never out of shoulder chips, but in some way, Baker Mayfield's always battling himself to do it again.
Baker. I don't know about that card you just played right there. I wouldn't have done it, but who am I? I'm not Baker Mayfield, but that wasn't the best card to play because now they all up on your head, brother. They're going to be all up on you. So let's get up all in it. If they want to go there, we're going to go there too. All right, let's look at Baker Mayfield just in general. Because when you look at Baker Mayfield, I don't think elite. I think franchise quarterback, every franchise, there's 32 of them. Is he one of the 32? Yeah, but what does franchise quarterback mean? Like, how far are we going with that? Anyway, this is where my second brain got you. I'm not going to bore y'all with all these numbers and stuff, but basically the summation is they got you around a good, not elite, right? And we're going to have some fun with this. You're not elite. Look at that. 10th in passing, 7th in passing touchdown. That's great, but 27th in interceptions, 12th QBR, passer rate mid-pack, and the team record was below 500. Come on, man. So then they got the groupings here. Elite is Mahomes, Allen, Lamar, Burrow. Where's Herbert? There you go. High-end franchise, Stafford, Goff. Wow, they don't have Stafford elite. Point being, I could bore you with that. Let's play the game that we all used to play. Okay? They got comps to him. They said he liked Tony Romo. I can understand that, even though I thought Romo was a little better. But Romo didn't get all his shine either. They always was a little stingy on the condiments when it came to Romo. A little stingy on the compliments. Rich Gannon was the same, but not for his whole career. But when he hit, woo, MVP Rich Gannon was a machine. These your comps. Ryan Tannehill. You don't want that comp. Not really. Kirk Cousins. That's a good comp, but Kirk Cousins, I think, better. But whatever. Matthew Stafford, boy, stop. Boy, ChatGPT ain't perfect either. What? When was he Matthew Stafford? All right, here we go. Let's get into it. Let's go right here. I want y'all all to just tell me yes or no. Type it. Y'all can't talk. I can talk. I'm going to go fast. Is he better than? And we're going to see how many he better than. All right. How many quarterbacks is he better than? Then we offer this because Baker, I don't like what you just did right there. How many quarterbacks you better than? All right. Josh Allen. Nope. Malik Willis. I can say yeah. All right. Malik Willis. Drake May. Nope. Geno Smith. Yeah. Damn. Not 2 years ago, but now, yeah. Lamar Jackson. Nope. Joe Burrow. Nope. Deshaun Watson or Shador. Yeah. Even though Deshaun, you not peak for peak. Deshaun was better. But okay. Aaron Rodgers. No. See, that's messed up with Aaron Rodgers, but still not. No. CJ Stroud. Damn, CJ. I don't know. That playoff game made me. No, not yet. Daniel Jones. Damn, before you got hurt. Now Daniel can run. I'm going to say no. Trevor Lawrence. Nope. Cam Ward. Nope. Bo Nix. Nope. Patrick Mahomes. Nope. Kirk Cousins. Fernando Mendoza. Not Mendoza when he get it. Kirk Cousins not now. Nope. Justin. Hell no. Dak Prescott. Nope. Jackson Dart. Nope. Jalen Hurts. Nope. Jaden Daniels. Nope. Caleb Williams. Nope. Jared Goff. Nope. Jordan Love. Nope. Kyler Murray, J.J. McCarthy. One of them, I don't think better than Kyler, but he better than J.J. So half, get you a half. You had 3.5. All right. Tua or Michael Penix. Yeah, 4.5. Damn it. Okay. Bryce Young. Nope. Tyler Show. Nope. Shot is good. Baker Mayfield. You better than him? You are him. Jacoby Brissett. The big brisket. Yeah, I give you the big brisket. Yep. Matthew Stafford. Nope. Brock Purdy. Nope. Sam Darnold. Nope. So there's only 5.5 quarterbacks he's better than. And if Kyler Murray starts, there are 5. that definitively he's better than. That puts you at 27. Yeah, you're 27th at worst. You can move up some, but how far are you moving them up? Did I just do that right? Who did I get wrong? He's better than Trevor Lawrence, I see. Boy, stop. Did you watch the game last year? I'm talking about Baker post-bye games, leading the league in turnovers. What, the third straight year? I'm stopping. Let me get out of this. Let me just say it like this as we get to our next story, which is going to be Cam Newton talking that talk about crying Ryan, finishing his conversation. I love analysis because I was able to live in all four corners of the locker room. What that means is I came in the league. Let me get out of this first because I'm about to preach. I know it. I'm about to preach for a second. Okay, so I played in the NFL 10 years, and I got the chance to be in all four corners of the locker room. A lot of people don't. That's in part why I was set up for success as a broadcaster. Why? Because I know all the levels, not just a superstar who like, I don't know what that is. I never had to deal with that, so you don't articulate it as well. I dealt with it all. The guy who walks in there and they're like, what you doing here? You ain't even qualified. You went to a sorry school with blah, 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 that guy. Then the guy who's there and you're like, oh, yeah, all right. He cool. Leave him alone. He ain't going to do much. He ain't going to help us much, but he ain't going to hurt us. Then the guy who is like, yo, he is it. That's that dude. We need him. He is it. And then the guy that's like, all right, it used to be fun. It was fun. It used to be cute. Get your ass up out of here, dog. I've been every one of those dudes. Every locker room has them. You can divide the whole locker room into quadrants, just like that, where you go, okay? Point being, I'm always going to give objective, honest analysis. I may be wrong, but like Stephen A. said about the vaccine, I'm taking it. I'm taking my opinion until you prove my opinion wrong. So who has him higher than 27? Give me some numbers. Beat it up in the comments. But this is the thing with Baker Mayfield. Forget how it started in Cleveland and all that stuff. I'm talking about right now. Right now, you come in with the mental perception. They perceive you as a guy who has some limitations. Simple. Whether it's your size, whether it's some of the arm talent that you see from other quarterbacks, Herbert and those guys, or the team success. They haven't seen it fully, consistently to believe you're that guy. So, and they're not going to say this because they don't want to lose Baker Mayfield. But what they're thinking is, you're going to keep us mediocre. And mediocre is that range between divisional round in the playoffs and not making the playoffs. Like conference championship, probably not. Super Bowl, probably not. Definitely not. But we'll make it. We'll be right there. Like last year, 8 and 9. Right? And you get stuck in mediocrity. That's why, frankly, if you're not going to be great, be sorry so you can get somebody great so you can be great. That's why teams tank. Because there's no, they call it no man's land. 8 and 9, 9 and 8, 7 and 10. That ain't it. And Baker gonna keep them hovering there. And somebody upstairs is gangster enough, but not stupid enough to think that, but don't tell Baker that. They're like, we're gonna just show him through the love language of here's your contract. It's gonna show you a contract of an 8 and 9 quarterback. I know you've had more success than that. I know you've had less success than that. And they just don't think that he can be the pilot of this franchise getting to the Super Bowl and winning, getting to the Super Bowl and losing, getting to the conference championship game, just getting there. They don't. That's it. Simple as that. I've been that guy. I've been that guy. So don't think it's me being a mean guy, because I love me some Baker Mayfield, the person and the player, the fiery player, but got to keep it 1,000, dog. They ain't believing in you. And that's why that money look like that. So don't take it as disrespect. Take it as their reflection of who you are. Now change who you are. You don't like it? Change the man in the mirror. Make them see something that is undeniable, as Kobe Bryant says. Stop complaining, people. All you got to do is be undeniable. Trust me, you have nothing to say after that. They're going to be talking for you. All right, let's move on. Beat up in the comments. I saw a lot of money coming by. I'm sorry. I got preachy. Shout out to my man Stomp. Welcome back, Stomp. Who said that? Welcome back to Stomp. He's in the building. Kenton Powell. Oh, thank you, Kenton Powell. From Maryland, I think. That's where my dog is from. Stomp gave me a #1 fan, and he gave me some of that hard-earned cheese and macaroni. All right, Stomp, you the friend that act like, oh, you got on punishment and couldn't come out and play with me, but really you were mad at what they said I said about you at school. Talking about, oh, now for a week now, you can't come outside at 5:30 like you do every day and ride your bike with me. Where's Stomp at? It's okay, Stomp. I know you got caught up in that sauce a little bit. That tornado, hey, them headlines hit. You like, I don't know. Now he gonna creep outside one day with his bike. You can hear it coming, going. You remember those bikes when you had a fresh bike, you didn't even have to pedal it, and it was making that little noise, like them little. Here goes Stomp. Hey, what's up, man? Where you been? Let's go. Talk to him, Cam. We know where you going.
Anything resonate with you? Like when you hearing this story, like did anything was like, dang, I felt that same way, or
They tried. They would ask, hey, are you no? Because for me, I'm not willing to do nothing to fit in. If I don't fit in, bro, I'm cool. I'm not invited. I don't care.
Cool.
I'm not about to beg for approval. That's not in my nature.
Yeah.
I post what I post. I react to how I react. And if it don't fit you, cool, pass it on.
Yeah.
But what I'm not about to do, Cam, cut your hair, because I think it'll give you more opportunities for. I don't give a damn about no damn opportunities. If any platform of any brand wants to work with me, it's going to be, in the words of Future Hendrix, the real me.
Man, it's so many ways to say the same things, right? Remember the day you learned about synonyms? And like, oh, that word mean that same thing too? That's the same meaning, different word. Oh, that's cool, right? And there's so many ways to get to the same place. You could do it authentically, right? And the older I get, the more I stop giving credit to all this authenticity. I tell you why. One, when you get burned by somebody who's not authentic, but two, you start to look up or you start to look ahead at where you want to go, and you realize how many of those people are not authentic. So people are pulling at you in your world right now that ain't real. And then you see people up there in front of you because you can't run from problems. They not real. So this whole keeping it real is kind of weird because it's not even keeping it real. It's just getting to where you want to go the way you want to go. Whatever helps you sleep at night, boo-boo. Right? So Cam, I got the same spirit as Cam. If it ain't me, it ain't for me. If it is, I'm not doing it. I've already said no to too many great opportunities to take other great opportunities that have said, I'm for you. Simple as that. I got the NFL Live. They said, you ain't going to be on this show long because you like to talk about people and things, and you want to talk about the person, not the player as much. I was like, you're damn right. Anybody can do 3rd and goal. And so I'm with you, Cam. If it ain't me, as they say in the Bible, it is written. Cam is basically a believer of it is written. I'm enough. I got a lane. I ain't got to try and get in all these other lanes and end up in no lane. What did Devin the Dude say? One of the best verses ever. Devin the Dude said, don't give up for show to get some mo, because you're going to end up with no. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
It ain't going to be no, oh, well, we got to sprinkle in this and we got to do that. Man, I would have felt horrendous if they would have asked for me to change it to something. And as they say, at every boxing match, to some degree, and still fire me. Oh,
that would have brought tears, yo.
I mean,
But what else could I do?
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I did everything that you asked me to do, and it's still not enough. But those are the defeated moments that men or people just face as a whole. It's like, man, I jumped through every hoop, every obstacle, and then still.
Because this is how I feel, genuine.
And his was a lot different. I would say his was a lot different from everybody else that got laid off, right? Just due to the nature of it.
But I would say this, and this is how I feel. I'm so genuine. And I mean no disrespect. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
There's no rhyme or reason to why. Like, bro, I'm not trying to disrespect nobody. This just me, bro. This just me, dog.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not telling you that you have to like it. But what I'm telling you, you don't have to change me. Nor, hey, you don't have to change. You are good enough. Be your authentic self. I've preached that since day one. Be uniquely you.
Talk that talk, Cam. Sound like my mama. She said, boy, you are enough. That's where I get my confidence from. And look, I don't know how people read it. A lot of times people don't read it the right way. You know, oh, Marcellus, right now, I don't know if you should be talking about other people. Why? Because somebody talking about me? See, y'all shrinking moments. I ain't gonna ever shrink. I only gonna, dog, I'm gonna die one time. Trust me. When I'm dead, you ain't gonna have to worry about saying another word to me because it's gonna be saying it to yourself. I'm gone. But while I'm living, I'm gonna be me. Don't let a lie mess up your truth. Right? I can hear my grandma now. If I were Ryan Clark, this is what my grandma would say. Rest in peace, Grandma Blackie. I heard you got fired, baby. Yeah, I got fired, Grandma, man. I was up there working, trying my best, and and she'd be like, boy, the devil's a lie. You ain't nothing wrong with you. Something wrong with them, or they want something different. Who cares? Why are you wasting time thinking about that? It's gone, right? It's dead, right? Didn't it die? Okay, let's live. What's next? I remember this. I remember going through the same thing. When my baby mama and I were separated, and I knew I was gonna be a baby daddy. And I remember I was sitting there crying in the room, and I was on the phone with my sister. And OG Henny Love was like, I was like, she's gonna take me to court. I'm offering her way more money she ended up getting from court. I'm offering all this. She didn't want that because she wanted to go to court and fight, kind of like Anthony Edwards' girl. And I was like, all right, okay. I was like, we can save the money and don't pay the lawyers and just here. I offered her $10K a month back in 1999. And she wanted to scrap for it. All right. She ended up getting $3K. Then I ended up getting a bigger deal going to San Diego, and she went back to try and get that one to go up again. It went down. I was like, because I'm a good daddy. I've been looking out. I try to give you $10K just on the rip. I'm glad she fought. I would have lost that money. Here we go. Point being, I remember I'm on the phone, OG Henny Loc, I'm crying and stuff. I'm like, man, I ain't gonna see my babies, all that stuff. You know what I mean? And she was like, don't worry about no money. They can't take your talent. Ryan, they can't take your talent. I know Ryan when he got that iPad out and he got a 3rd and goal to break down. Oh, it's going to be genius. Man, you better believe and stop trying to give in to these people. They got all these lanes for you. So what? What lane you want? Man, I'm with Cam on this one. Stop trying to conform so much. Just do you. It's okay.
If they like it, cool. If they don't, cool. But I'm not trying to go over and beyond to fit into something that does not want me. It's okay to be able to agree to disagree, to say, man, it's not a good fit here. Cool. Thank you, man. I appreciate the opportunity and we can move on. But I done changed because somebody wanted me to.
Oh,
I couldn't talk about something.
Oh,
because there's been plenty times where I said, no, I'm not. No, y'all don't. I don't know how to fake.
Okay, I do know how to fake. Let me give you one example. I don't know, 2 examples. Now, I'm with Cam. I got 2 examples out of 30 years in the business. First example was I was at the NFL Network. This is early, 04, 05. I don't know. They're not even open really. I knew I wasn't long for them because all they wanted were Hall of Fame players, and I wasn't going to be that. But I was still there because I was an active player and I was a correspondent. I'm interviewing Peyton Manning at the games and LaDainian Tomlinson, my teammates. Like, I could get the big guys. I'm in a scrum with Peter King and all them. But then if Peyton see me or LaDainian see me, they come to me because they're like, Marcel, what you doing with a suit on and the mic? I mean, I was nervous as hell. I look like a nerd. I'm sitting there on the field shaking. We out the playoffs. I'm like, we waiting for the clock to go 0 so you can, they all running. I'm like, I ain't running. I got on these Gators. I had on some Gators. I'm sitting there with my hands shaking. It said NFL. I said, this can't be life. And people were kind of like laughing, but also like, oh, that's pretty cool. Like, I was an intern almost. I was a correspondent. I wasn't no intern. That's Ryan Clark. I was a correspondent. And I'm walking. So I'm so cool. I'm still in NFL player mode. And I'm walking. Everybody else is running to go get Peyton Manning. And I'm like, man, I ain't running over there to Peyton Manning. I still play against him. He's still my peer. That's my contemporary. Hell no. I'm cooler than this. I'm walking. And literally, as I'm walking, he's doing the scrum stuff. You know, he's like answering questions as he walked to the tunnel. And I'm like, oh, man, he going to walk through that tunnel. And I was like, oh, I could go through that tunnel because that was in San Diego. I was like, that's my tunnel. So I'm walking, and he looked. He said, Marcellus. He's like, what are you doing? Come here. And then we start talking, and I get the interview that I needed. And I'm like, hi, Peyton. How are you? It was the worst. That story, I tell you that story, and I know how to fake it. I had to fake it then. I didn't want to do none of that, but I wanted to see what broadcasting was about. I faked it. I give you a better fake. It's when I had to apologize for the Jim Harbaugh thing. People have told me things before outside of logistics. If you tell me logistics, we got a meeting at 9 o'clock. I may complain. I may not. Point being, I'm going to be there at 9 o'clock. But to tell me what to say, it's only the time I apologize. I didn't mean it. And I had a take on Paul Tagliabue, old school, before Roger Goodell. I had a take on him. NFL Network told me, the same place I was shaking at, they told me, don't say that. We're the NFL Network. Don't say that. And I didn't. So you can call it when I was young. You call it when I old. I know how to fake it, but I keep it real now. I can't do it.
Nothing.
No.
Oh, I don't know how to fake nothing. So don't bring that fake energy around those fake questions and comments. Don't bring that around me because don't ask me. Because that's an AI answer.
No. Let me ask you something. And ESPN totally off the table. I even from our experience, New England, right? And that was a situation where you didn't try to change yourself, but you did change. It was a lot of pressure on you being you. You still was you, but I think you changed the way how you prepare for the game in certain aspects, right? And it was a tough season. And then to be let go there, did that hit or hurt? Because even in your interview with your dad, and you sat down and did that interview, like not on camera, but behind closed doors, did you cry? Did it want to take you down, quote unquote, to your knees, so to speak, when you got let go?
I forgot about that. Now I don't know what Cam go. Ooh, look at that face, Cam. Cam, he got that Ike Turner face right there. Look, Cam, you switched it up a little bit in New England. Don't lie. I remember that because they were like, yo, we can't take Superman Cam. We got to get you back flying high first. I mean, first of all, going to New England as a player, everybody I know that has went, they all say that. Like, Belichick was stripping you down. He was doing a TSA search as soon as you walked into the facility. Take all that off you. It happened to Ocho Cinco. Yeah, let's hear this.
No, I was shocked.
Yeah.
But I didn't think a player of my caliber would ever get released.
Yeah.
Or cut. It's almost like, nah, Ken, you ain't good enough. All right, next. Because I just honestly didn't feel that nobody on that roster was better than me.
Yeah.
That's just me. So then when you ask this question, that's the competitor in me. So when Ryan Clark says, I am the best football analyst in the world, Cam, do you feel a certain type of way? Absolutely not. That's what Ryan Clark is supposed to feel like.
No.
You're supposed to do your job at the highest level, and the standard is for you to be the best. Now you ask me that same question, guess who's gonna say I'm the best? Me. I hate it because I observed this dude, bro.
Yeah.
I observed this dude on a day-to-day basis. I seen how he prepared. I seen how he came into work. I seen them call him at the last minute and he still showed up. I seen this dude work countless hours, do Monday Night Football, and then catch a train, a plane, a bus, a Uber, a Lyft, and it still show up to work.
All right. Now we got a lot of things that are going together and apart. Right? We're conflating things. One, putting in work is not the same thing as achievement. There's a lot of people that work hard and fail. Ryan Clark's not one of them. Ryan Clark worked hard and he succeeded. But at the same time, let's distance how hard he worked from how well he worked. Two, just be very careful of always thinking that when you ask somebody, do you think you're the best? This autopilot answer of, yeah. Because let's be real. Some of us don't qualify to be the best. I'll give you an example. I am not the best broadcaster. I know that. And frankly, most people who say they think they are, they're not either. Like, if you really want to be real. So this whole autopilot, like, it's almost like it comes with the male card. It comes with the man card. Like, you got to say you tough. Why I got to be tough? I'm not tough. Mentally, I'm tough, but I'm not walking around here trying to sweat you. I'm not going to show you. You're not going to disrespect me. Dog, do you know what disrespect is to me? It ain't stepping on my Nikes that I got enough money to get some more. or I got to fight you or get shot at. Like, nah. Get some more Nikes, dog. It's not that deep. Like, I just think we're in autopilot mode right now, talking about I'm the best. I'm the best. I work the hardest. I'm the dopest. It's like, yeah, welcome to the party. Everyone here. Do you know how many people work hard? I don't know. That's the beauty, I think, for real, of being around a lot of smart people. I will say this. Not just athletes. I've been around the best athletes in NFL, and I've been around some of the smartest people, Columbia. And I'm going to say it like this, and it may not land, but oh well. When you're around that many nerds, you start to realize what hard work really is. Because nerds work just like athletes work. But they working up here. They be in that library all day. I was like, dog, you were here last time I came, and I left and came back. You putting 25 hours a day in. He's like, yep. Got to get this grade, buddy. I'm like, what? That's my point. Hard work is just part of it, okay? Let's just not act like that's all of it.
And then when you have a situation where they let this go, because yes, did Ryan Clark show more effort than Cam? I wouldn't say all that. Was he getting paid more? Shoot, from the reports that I saw, you pay me what he was paying. Shoot, I would be catching a lift too. I would get a trike and a bike and a doggone scooter too. Right. Ring, ring. Get the hell out my way, standing there. Yeah. I got a doggone make it to Stephen A. Yeah. But at the same time, it's unfortunate because I seen his work ethic. Mm-hmm. And when everybody asked me, dang, bro, did you see this coming? No, I did not see this coming. Hell, I didn't even see me getting cut. Yeah. But guess what? I did. Yeah. So when you see a person who is good at what they do, and when I mean good at what they do, they're able to evoke an emotion, whether you agree with it or not. Was Ryan Clark that? Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely, for sure. Yeah. Yep. Did he stand on the table for the things that he believed in? Absolutely. And what's frustrating and disappointing is bad things happen to good people.
Okay, you ain't lying. Of course it does, because bad things happen to all of us. That includes good people. But also you got to know, let me add another cliche in there. Good ain't good enough, right? Like, and it doesn't matter how good you are because the greater is the ultimate decider. Like we're forgetting that these executives are really holding your livelihood in their hands. This is the same. This is the parallel paths that I have lived in, right? I grew up, I wanted to be a nerd and a baller. I wanted to be a scholar baller. I didn't want to chase girls. I didn't want to be outside. I didn't want to be in the streets. I literally had to make that choice. I could have balanced it out better. I didn't want to. Everybody that I knew that was chasing a girl didn't get the life that they wanted. Everybody I knew that was in the streets, outside, banging, slanging, they didn't get the life they wanted. So I said, stay as far away from that as possible, right? Meanwhile, I'm over here scholar baller lane. Okay, I see these two paths. Let's go. Here's the thing you'll realize. Dog, there's so many people that qualify for the same thing that you have. And once you lose sight of that, you start to act different. You start to do different. Meanwhile, they're so thirsty to get what you have because they do qualify. They just ain't got the opportunity that they stay in the same locked in. They still in the pocket. Now you scrambling. OG day one, Ryan Clark was not getting up there stopping no Monday Night Footballs because one, he wasn't on there, but two, he wasn't stopping any show he was on to get his opinion off, and it had nothing to do with the sport. Come on, y'all. Come on, y'all. We love the blame because that takes some of the pain away. But the real is, if you really look in the mirror, and this is why LaShawn McCoy and other football players are like Asante Samuel, like, dog, don't cry. Because we all know when they cut us, there's a reason. We ain't going to tell you the reason. The athletes are the first ones to acknowledge they've fallen off. But they're the last ones to actually say it. You know when you falling off. You know when you can't touch your toes no more. You know when you see that boy running and you ain't got to him yet and you realize, oh, I used to get there. You the first one in the mirror that can acknowledge, I'm coming down the hill a little bit, but you're going to be the last one to admit it and say it. That's the game.
And don't get me to preaching because
I'm preaching.
I don't care if it was a milliliter or a inch over what it was supposed to be. But when you got Tony Romo getting a DUI and nothing to be said out there, he still got his job today while we're dropping this episode.
Yeah.
And I ain't never seen Ryan Clark have a domestic situation. He never showed up to work, not while I was there. He never showed any type of infractions of not being insubordinate, not while I was there. Everything and all the trouble that we claim Ryan Clark to have gotten on is because of him talking. But the last time I checked, giving your opinion requires you to do what, Peggy?
Talk.
Thank you. He did his job. And that's all I'm saying.
Okay. All right. Let me get up out of there because, boy, did I just catch some false equivalencies there. Goodness. I'm not going to compare Ryan Clark to Tony Romo because that's just not right. They do different gigs. They do it different ways. Romo's, look at me. This is how you get caught up and end up comparing them, right? Romo does this and right. The answer is the answer. Romo's fate still is lying in the hands of some executives. His livelihood, his work fate is in the hands of some executives. They easily could come out today and say, you know what? We reviewed the body cam, toxicology, et cetera, blah, blah, blah. We got to let them go. Or they could do what they have been doing so far, which is say nothing. You want to know why they say nothing? Because one, it's harder to replace a Romo. I'm not just talking about in number. I'm talking about not just in quantity, but in quality. If you really want to go there, Romo's in rare air, despite not everyone loving him, feeling him, saying he prepared, saying all this crazy stuff. You talking about evoking emotion? Romo evokes emotion. Romo had me watching a whole season of games on CBS. I didn't care who was playing. Like, that's how good he was. Like, I start watching the game, like, who they got this week? I just want to hear Romo talk. Now I just got them all on mute, pretty much. And Ryan Clark had people saying, I'm going to tune in to Ryan Clark. But then Ryan Clark also had a snowball effect of people saying, I don't watch ESPN because of that, because of what he's saying, because of this. Just keep it real. But what we shouldn't do is, because we like Ryan Clark, because we know Ryan Clark, because we're more connected to Ryan Clark, to now say, well, he didn't do what he did and he didn't do what he did. Cam. People didn't get away with what you got away with. When you were Supermaning and dabbing, when you would, couldn't do what Cam did. You crazy? That's the game. I loved it. When I knew I was the man. I didn't go far with it. I could have went way worse, but I was like, this feel good. They ain't tripping on nothing. That time I played that Master P, going to Bible study, that's when I knew I was getting a little too cocky. I pulled up the Bible study. I have 4 15s in a convertible Hummer. Wong. They in there doing Philippians 4:13, and I'm over here hustler, baller, walking in, chain swinging. I said, I'm not lying. In my head, I said, I think I'm caught up right now. Because I ain't expecting to be there. I was walking through the locker room. I ain't expecting to be there. I was like, oh, yeah, I'm caught up right now. This ain't it. All right, beat up in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. I thought it was fascinating. I think I'm not celebrating Ryan being gone, but I'm going to learn from it. And I'm going to be a part of it. We got to get into LeBron right now. Man, Adam Silver broke it down to the very last compound. Y'all want to know who's going to be the face of the league after LeBron gone? Well, let's go to the man. Let's go to the source himself. Adam Silver, away, he tells us. So beat up in comments. I'm going to show some love to all you guys. Look at Adam Silver on the podcast that I messed up. Remember I called it 720? It's Club 520. Love. I love it. Let me give some love to you fans out there too. Stomp. Boom, boom. Stomp is number one, of course. Kenton Powell, Mike, Slim Diesel, trap music. Respect to your gangsters. Let's get it in.
So LeBron, you know, he's on his last leg of the league.
Yeah, you make sure you said that, not me.
I'm saying that. Who you think that can fill that void of like the new face of the NBA? Just you give me like.
You know, I always say like, you know, we don't create those faces at the league office. They earn it on the floor. I mean, it's interesting to watch these finals. Obviously, Shea is our MVP.
Yeah.
He was the scoring leader this year, but again, I mean, he's having a great final so far. But ultimately, LeBron is a face of the league, and Michael was, and KD was, and these guys, and Steph, because they win championships. I mean, look, in fairness to any individual player, it's also a team sport, and LeBron made that point the other day.
For sure.
But look, sports are about competition. It's about winning.
Yeah.
And the great news is kind of like what I was saying about the draft earlier. I don't have to sit here and predict sort of who our next face of the league is. They earn it.
Now, who is going to be the next face of the league? You said all that, but we need to figure this out. Beat it up in the comments. Throw your suggestions out there right now. One, Adam, man, he must be skinny. He don't look comfortable in that seat. But I want to know, LeBron, boy, do we understand the crater? I mean, the void that's going to exist once LeBron James is no longer playing. That appreciation factor is going to be like nothing we've ever seen. Because Jordan gave us hints of he going to go away one day. Want to know why? He retired not once, but twice before he finally retired the third time. So you kind of got braced for no Jordan, keep going. No Jordan, keep going. No Jordan. When Bron gone, I thought it was going to be Wemby, but let's talk about Wemby after this clip.
You know, they are established by what they do on the floor, and it's great to see now this next generation. I think, in a way, it's the best of all worlds because LeBron is still, at 40 years old, playing at an incredibly high level.
Thanks.
Steph is playing at an incredibly high level. So is Kevin. You know, so it's wonderful to see that generation still here, mentoring this next generation, and ultimately that this next generation will want to take that mantle from them again. That's where the competitive juices come in. They got to earn it by demonstrating they deserve to be the face of the league by their performance on the floor.
Okay. I like that. Well, the thing is that we got to understand and respect as we keep this going. We're going to get Perk and Brian Windhorst on this topic as well because they break it down. What we got to understand is not everybody wants to be the face anymore. Like they're not raising their hand to do this like you thought they would. Before they used to be like, yo, let me do this. Now they like, it comes with too much scrutiny, too many issues, too many ways for it to go awry. Too many ways. I thought it was going to be Wemby. Not yet. I don't think now. Before the finals, yeah. The finals really showed me a lot about, it's not even his personality or character. It's disposition. Okay, so I think that Wemby is a really nice guy who now is trying to borrow a persona, like a Mamba mentality. He's trying to get one, right? And then in the process of that, it was working until it got challenged by a real authentic group called the Knicks, my Knicksa. And it showed me that Wemby is doing all these things, some in theater, to show and prove to himself that he's this Eastern Orient, this is deep purist of basketball. Like, I just see him doing a lot of symbolism, symbolic things to be instead of just being, right? We just had the conversation, Ryan Clark and Cam Newton. And I saw his frustration points. I saw what got to him. Late in the season, he's the guy that just all of a sudden says, hey, I should be MVP because y'all should count defense. Like, I just see him asserting himself in ways that when you become the face, all right, maybe it's a different version, but I just think he got a little more baking to do. A little more baking.
Kendrick Perkins. I'm here in Chicago for WNBA All-Star Weekend. I was standing in the room. Asia Wilson is over on my right. Caitlin Clark is on my left. When the notification from Shams Charania and the news came through, and my mouth, even though I was expecting it, I wasn't surprised and I was shocked. And it was interesting to see the best players in the world react to the greatest player that this generation has ever seen making a decision for the final time. I know that this caught you off guard as well.
Well, think about it, Malika. You were watching Asia Wilson and Caitlin Clark, and I'm in a basketball gym with 2,500 people, and everybody's sitting up here trying to ask me questions about the decision. So the whole world is on fire right now. And excuse my dress code, okay? I tried the best that I could. I know I usually come better than this, but listen, if my first thought is that I wanted to say, you know what, this is not bad. Matter of fact, this puts Philly right there up with the New York Knicks, right? They're going to be looking eye to eye with them. My second thought was, how big of a loss for the Cleveland Cavaliers, and we could dive into that later on. But then I looked and I said, oh, LeBron James have an effect on Joel Embiid? Joel Embiid, this is what he has been waiting on.
Yeah, I don't know if you've been waiting for this because you didn't see this coming, but I know what you're trying to say. Something to make him dig deeper into himself to find that next level of depth, so that maybe that's going to get him over the hump in terms of his health, in terms of his outcomes, because I think he's committed. Now, he could probably commit more, people are saying. When you're big, you pick your parts, you pick your times, you pick your moments, you pick your plays. Maybe it's time for him to pick them because he know LeBron there.
He has been waiting on a guy like LeBron James to come in and not only play alongside of him, but be a mentor to him. I believe that we're going to see the best version of Joel Embiid because of LeBron James. LeBron James' IQ and what he brings to the table, what he brings off the floor, how to be a professional, how to take care of your body. We're going to see a different version of Joel Embiid, but also Malika, Wendy, you know, when I get to thinking, right, I thought about this. This is not a 2-year deal that LeBron James signed. This is a lifetime deal that LeBron James signed. See, everything LeBron James and Rich Paul do is strategically planned out for the future. Right. And so I've got to thinking about their relationship with Josh Harris. I got to thinking about all the teams that Josh Harris owned, the Philadelphia 76ers, the Washington Commanders. Right. And then I got to thinking about, LeBron James, after basketball, wants to be an owner. LeBron James loves the business side of it. How do you get in the business? You start by developing a relationship right now. So yes, he does want to compete for a championship, but this is bigger than just this 2-year, $8 million deal.
Hey, he broke that down. Be real. Like LeBron has a muscular move, as they call it, because he can do so many different things with one move. Muscular move. It could do a lot. One, you went to the best team on the court, like in terms of inserting LeBron, that's the best team. Two, probably like Perk said, Michael Rubin was there. Now you got Josh Harris there. You got relationships all upstairs, up top. You trying to get to Vegas. You trying to retire as the Vegas city of Las Vegas gets its team. LeBron want to be a part of that group. Smart play.
But you're so right, Perk, that when you're talking about the here and the now, Joel Embiid is certainly at the center of what Philadelphia and now LeBron James is trying to go back to 2014, right? Check this out. This is a recently drafted rookie Joel Embiid making his pitch to LeBron saying, hey, King James, hey, bro, I hope you're having a good day, which is what a polite thing to start with. You want to join us in Philly? Peace. So it only took 12 years, but eventually, right, that happened. I want to bring in our senior reporter, Ramona Shelburne here. Ramona, you are plugged in on all things 76ers. And Joel Embiid, his health is squarely in the center of the goal that LeBron James is trying to achieve here now, winning a fourth different championship with a fourth different franchise. How does that relate to this decision?
Well, I think there's a lot of pressure now on Joel Embiid. There always has been pressure, but Tyrese Maxey became the face of this franchise last year. He took a jump forward that's been a while coming, and this is his team now. Joel Embiid is there, and he makes a lot of money, and when he is right, when he's the best version of himself, he is a difference maker. But we didn't see that Joel Embiid for a lot of this season, and when we finally did see him, that helped them beat the Boston Celtics. But I think part of the reason why LeBron James wasn't just an automatic yes here is he had to have a lot of conversations with Joel Embiid, trying to understand what version of him he was going to get. Look, they played together on the Olympic team, and Joel was hurt during those Olympics. You didn't see he had a knee issue that he was dealing with there. And Perk, you alluded to it with the habits and the professionalism. And let's see how that fit goes, because if it goes well, it could be the best thing for Joel Embiid's career. It could be great for LeBron James, but if it goes poorly, there's a lot of pressure on Joel Embiid there.
Blah, blah, blah. Oh, man, all to the good. We keeping the energy going, man. Love to you guys. I see you out there rocking. Man, they're going to be sick. Sometimes, like, we overthink things, to create controversy, keep our interests up. They're going to be insane. Are you kidding me? You see them dudes? You see them names? Who do you think this is? Right? They all going to benefit. But Rich Paul thinks somebody's going to benefit more than anybody. Let's talk through it, Rich. There you go.
Start now, and it's his team. The second most benefactor is VJ Edgecombe. And the reason why I say that is because if he embraces it the right way and don't listen to anybody on the social media channels in terms
of you're only averaging 12.5 points this year.
That don't matter.
Right. Does not matter.
Because points don't necessarily equate to a deal all the time. I think people get that's so confusing.
OG Anunoby got, because he's a winning player, and it was very clear, his quality of his play when healthy was very clear, got $200-something million.
Yeah, it's value. Because it's value.
Edgecombe, to me, out of everyone on that team, I would, and by the way, I know Maxey is your guy. I might take Edgecombe's future over everyone. Edgecombe, as a rookie, did a couple things. First of all, he's very athletic. And secondly, he can shoot. But what I saw, Rich, when you see an athletic guy who can shoot as a rookie having a good season, I want to know how he plays when the pressure gets ratcheted up. He played well in the playoffs as a rookie.
Yeah,
a rookie.
But if you watch the games, there's a lot to unpack. My thing with VJ is
if you watch the games, what a beautiful way to say, hey, bro, bow down and listen to me. That's gangster.
The reason why I say he's going to benefit is because it's almost like when Rockefeller was selling oil, right? Well, there's a substance that runs off of that oil that they don't use, which is kerosene. So in your game, you're being able to separate the two. Yes, VJ's ultra talented, athletic, can do it all, etc. But sometimes me being able to do it all can lead to, you know, maybe it's a bad shot attempt.
Right.
Maybe it's not understanding
That's
time
a
of possession.
That's a great analogy or metaphor. Great metaphor.
So when you think about it, the reason why I say he's going to benefit, because now he's going to be able to become such an efficient player and understanding, more importantly, I told Tristan this when LeBron came back to Cleveland. I said, Tristan, there's 5 pockets on a pair of jeans. That little one, be right there, because you're going to benefit so much from that. Tristan was averaging like 8 points and 8 rebounds and got $82 million.
Right. I totally, I agree with everything you're saying, by the way, every word.
That's tough, though, to be that guy to go in that position to actually say that, because we all want validation. Like, value is hard to validate until they give you that contract. But between contracts, you got to live day to day. Cats like, dog, you ain't getting ball and bucket. What you doing out here? Just taking up space. It's crazy. Oh, man. Cats want their numbers because they like, yo, if I don't get my numbers, how this going to look?
Most dangerous kind of team is the kind of team where you have players capable of doing much more than they're doing. But on this team, that's what they have to do, because what that really indicates, and by the way, this was MJ's whole game. When people look at Kobe and they go, Kobe improved on MJ and da-da-da-da. But actually, MJ was more efficient. MJ dribbled less. MJ, when you watch MJ, the big difference to me between him and other players was he didn't do a thing he didn't have to do. And if Edgecombe can learn that stuff, which is, you're saying, get rid of the kerosene, right? Which and Rich, yeah, I said he played well in the playoffs
gas,
because he's a rookie. He's going to make mistakes.
Of course.
That's what I mean. LeBron's effect on the way Jaylen Brown can think about the world around him, not just basketball, the way Edgecombe plays, all that stuff, I would imagine LeBron would have a hugely beneficial impact.
Of course, but this is why I say VJ does not have to worry and why you have to put blinders on. He's in the 2nd year of his contract, right? He can't get any new money until the 5th year of his. So it's lining up perfectly for him, just from a value perspective. Don't even worry about stats or anything else.
Yes, he's talking about, remember we always use that example of both players got 15 sacks. One got 10, 5, 0. And the other one got 0, 5, 10. Which one you gonna pay? So, like, dog, value, like, let it go that way to keep the arrow pointing up. You ain't gotta spaz out right now. It's great, and the NBA a little different. You're gonna get paid regardless, basically, if you that good. But it gonna line up. LeBron gonna be there 2 years. You be in year 4, year 5, contract time. That would be a $400 million contract.
Let's worry about value. In the event, and I don't think the Philadelphia 76ers are the favorites, but if the Philadelphia 76ers were to win a championship, it would be because of VJ Edgecombe's growth.
100%. Edgecombe's the kind of guy where if things go well, he stays healthy, he learns he's playing around great players. In 2 years, he could be a guy averaging 13 on a championship team who could average 30 on a top team, but is in a situation where he doesn't need to. That's what I mean.
I don't want to throw names out there because there's a name I could compare this to, but I won't do it for a lot of different reasons. But what I will say to you is, just envision this is how this works. He's going to be on the swing of every situation. He's going to be on that ball's going to go from you to me to him. And he's going to be wide open, and it's going to be you up 3. It's 6 minutes to go in the 4th to put you up 6. Timeout by the opposing team. Key stop, guard the best player. So having to understand, okay, we coming out of a timeout. And LeBron's going to tell you exactly what they're going to run. There's not a play a team could run that he hasn't seen. It won't happen. That's number one. By the way, hey man, what you got going on tonight? I'm nothing. I'm watching film, whatever. All right, I'll meet you there. That has to be if I'm a second-year player, that's my mentality. I'm not
borrow this, buy this, be around this. When I saw Bruce Smith, after we got cool enough, after I kind of stopped being shy and he felt cool enough, like, all right, you qualify. I could see you got something there. Because you know how many DNs he probably didn't remember. Like, man, I ain't about to teach you nothing. And, you know, just it meshed. To this day, still talk to Pops, football father. When you get that kind of greatness and you get to say, man, look, he gonna drop so many jewels on you. He told me how to get off the ball faster. I'm 22, 23 years old, thought I'd get off the ball fast. He said, nah, you're looking at the wrong part of the ball. What? Part of the ball? He was like, just come over. Just come over, dog. I got you.
Listening to no outside influences about nothing, about, oh, they trying to get you to do this or that. Listen, man, I am locked in because I don't know how long this man's going to play, and I don't know how long this man's going to be in my locker room.
That part.
While he's here for free.
For free.
You know, for free.
For free.
I get this game for free.
Right.
For free.
Sign me up.
You said, by the way, you said on ESPN like yesterday, LeBron could play for the next 2 years. He could play for another 4 years.
Listen, every time we talk, it's never been about his physical capability of playing basketball. It's
been, do I want to do all that comes with it? Because I know I can do it. Man, look, y'all better stop playing with that, man. We got to get into this last part. I got to show you this street fight. We're going to skip the other topics. We get them tomorrow. Paul Pierce apologized and all that kind of stuff. I got the energy for that. Let me get that one in. All right, we're going to do the Paul Pierce. We're going to do the Paul Pierce. She did apologize because that's in the spirit of Ryan Clarkson and all that. And then you got to see this street fight. Y'all know I don't fight, but this one, oh, I have never seen a fight like this in my life, ever. Y'all going to tell me if y'all have or not. All right, let's beat it up in the comments. Where my top fans at? Where my people's at? Where my Stomp is there? Kenton Powell, Trap Music, Mike, Darren, Jedi Knight. Yes. OG's running the building. Y'all got the Carter on lock. Y'all protecting Nino. Let's get into it. All right, Paul Pierce. I got to get into this because I was like, Paul brought this back up. This is hilarious. Should he apologize? Paul Pierce. Remember that? Yeah, this. Remember now, we bringing it up because Ryan Clark, and I think the algorithm bringing it up because Ryan Clark, you know, and he got fired amongst others, but his reaction obviously was a little more than others. So now they like, damn, Paul Pierce, you know, they fired you too. How you feel about that? And he like,
I got fired for what?
On your day off.
Friday on their ass.
That nigga having a good time. You know what you was doing.
Shorty, they look thick too. But okay, if you gonna get fired, go like that.
I got fired for having some entertainment. Right. I'm playing cards. It's my boy's birthday. It's girls dancing, and we blowing some tree.
Yeah.
I mean, what did I do wrong?
That's what it was, though. It looked like.
Okay. I'm not going to be a prude, but I love how, first of all, I love how Deshaun was like, yeah, you ain't did nothing. Look, one is Disney. So now we got to juxtapose a contrast Disney with just blowing some trees, got a few strippers, and some drink. Look, I don't even want to put this on somebody, but if McAfee, Stephen A., that level, that's the only level, like top level, we're doing this, they would have got reprimanded. They would have got a 0 tolerance, but they going to keep their gig. They ain't firing them for that, for a live stream that you didn't know was live. But this is what we were saying earlier. This is why Ryan doesn't have to cry. This is why we don't have to blame somebody and we don't have to make excuses, because this is why Baker doesn't have to say he feels disrespected, because frankly, it's already been told. It is written. When you are it, you ain't got to say shit. But when you ain't it, oh boy, here's your letter. Either apologize, read this, or here's your letter. You're no longer a part of this company. Termination letter or apology letter. Same letter, right? I've been there. When I got cut, I've never been fired from a media gig, crazy enough. But I've been cut. Oh, they didn't tell me straight man to man. And still cut. Oh, I found out watching it on TV. And still cut. Oh, that ain't right, man. I was doing well and not well enough. They ain't cut me after my first year when I was out of control balling. And then you get a warning year. I played 3 years in San Diego. Second year, good. Not horrible, but not great. But we get it. Nobody's perfect. But that's your warning. Man, that's your warning.
Hey, yo, okay, I'll say it. What it look like, B?
Man, it
like an
like-
orgy, like a
No, so they hit me.
It
It
looked
was
like an
a
orgy.
higher up. It was a lady. I'm like, hello. She's like, yeah, we're doing, an investigation. I'm like, could you tell us what happened? And I'm like, you didn't see it? Like, I mean, I was just.
You saw that ass, baby?
I was just hanging out, playing cards. It wasn't my house. I mean, it was self-explanatory. You know what I'm saying? Some girls dancing, and I was, I had some OG. I mean,
And in LA, it's legal.
Yeah, it's legal.
Yeah.
I didn't do nothing illegal.
Illegal.
But at the end of the day, it's Disney.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and so they was like, they have a morals clause, and it was just, they just said it was immoral. My agent hit me like, we need you to offer an apology. I was like, what am I apologizing?
Did you apologize?
No.
That's
for
what I was. Would that have made a
What am
difference
I-
though?
What am I apologizing for?
Yeah,
Like,
right.
sorry to
No.
what?
You're supposed to stay to that, LaShawn. Like, but would you apologize? Would it have made a difference? Like, oh, come on, journalism, Dan Lebatard. Oh, I needed you.
Like, come on. All them CEOs who
They
own these
doing all
networks,
type
what
of
you think they
shit.
doing behind the
That's true.
scenes?
Right.
What you, and they probably got most going on.
PP, my dog. What? that can't be your rationalization. Oh, the people with the power over here doing worse. Yeah, that's how it goes. It runs downhill. Like when you were the man with the Celtics, I'm sure you did a little bit more than the bench warmers. It's the same theme today. Today's a theme, right? Look, in that situation, it's weird. I would have gave the fake apology if I thought it could have kept my gig. I would have. Because like he said, it's self-explanatory. You're really not apologizing. You're just saying, oh, y'all took this wrong. Y'all didn't like this. My bad. I'm sorry. Like, this ain't like something he chose and like, this is who I am and this is part of my essence and this is who I represent. They're like, nah, my bad. Y'all caught a glimpse of my real that ain't supposed to be out there. Oops. Like your towel just dropped. I'm sorry. You pick it up and then you put it back on, cover up, and you say, I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm not, look, it's way behind us, but there's a little learn in that. Like, don't be so stubborn or so proud you can't just say, like, we got to give ourselves room to BS, I think. That's what I'm trying to get to, a deeper level of, there's a lot of BS in this world. And let's not act like all the BSers are losers. No, they may not be people you want to hang around. They may not be people you want to, confide in, but the BSers win too. That's what I'm trying to get into. Like understanding, like, chill with the Puritan, chill with the purist. You ain't the only one. Starting to see that. All right, this is the last one. We got to get into this. I got to show you this fight. This is hilarious. I ain't never seen nothing like this before. This is crazy. All right, let's do it right here. Have y'all seen this? Beat it up in the comments. I got to stop it. All right, so this comes across, and then we get out of here. Remember, we used to end the show on positive things? All right, this is hilarious. Two men fighting. First of all, y'all right by the water and y'all fighting? Damn, you can't even have peace by the water? Y'all ain't letting that water be tranquil? So nice day at the park. Somebody filming it. They see it. already I know you might not want to mess with this dude in the black because he knows leverage. You can tell by his hip drop. Like his stance is one thing, but his hip drop. Now you just bending your legs over there. Let's see how this is gonna play out. Let's watch it. I'm about to cry. When I saw this, I could. Okay, so that's bad. Oh, I told you.
Oh, fuck. Holy shit. Dude, he fucking clocked him.
Then he wrestled the dog. He like, hey, chill.
Oh, damn.
Oh, he know that stuff. Oh, he know that Dana White. He got that Rogan in him. Look, he got that German Shepherd hemmed up. Let him go. Hit him again and grab him. All right, now we got to break this down. I'm not lying. This is the best video. Because forget the dude. All right, let's get the sound out. We heard y'all screaming. Oh, my God. All right, forget the dudes. One more time. All right, that's too much wind up. First of all, if you're going to punch somebody, don't want, right there, straight. Always go forward. Okay? Look at that. Oh, he would have got me. He got him too. That was a good feint. He feinted and kicked him. You know that hurt his ankle, his shin all messed up. He lost his shoe, glasses on the ground. That's why I don't fight. What happened to my glasses? They broke. Where my shoe? You out there fighting, you know your knuckles already beat up from the ground, the concrete on your feet. Oh, hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Look, now the dog, look at the dog on the right. What's that? A pit bull or something? What is this? Look at him. That German Shepherd like, damn. Them dogs about that life. Now watch the dogs. Them dogs about that life. And then they threw me off. Look, they got peace. They had peace. Then he woke up. It's like, wait a minute. This ain't peace. Yeah. Smacked him. Oh, that's a sucker punch. That is a true sucker punch. Now, he know what he's doing. His dog is winning or losing. I don't know. Boom. Got that dog in a cobra clutch. Chill. He about to choke that dog out. Look, the other man like, wait a minute. And then this guy comes by, hey, buddy, you're a little too rough. Then he's like, all right, give me that dog. He ain't done. He's still woofing. German Shepherd done got tamed like a mug, domesticated like a mug. That damn other dog, that pit bull, went up that German Shepherd. Look at this. So then, boom, hit him again and grabs his dog, yanks him. Oh, man. That video is too much. I don't know who dog was who. First of all, was the German Shepherd here? Nah. Yeah, it was his German Shepherd. Then he hemmed him up. And then he was like, nah, I don't know. I'm done. Then the boxer I don't know. Love you guys. I do know I love you guys, man. Appreciate y'all rocking with your boy. Make sure you hit the like button. Have an amazing day. I know I will. Enjoy it all. It's Friday, so say it's my day, and let's get it in. See y'all tomorrow. Video. The dog was waiting like, hey, your owner fighting my owner? What's up then? What's say ya? He put on, they heard BPT.